So now that you've frozen the panes, if you don't know how to freeze panes, watch the previous video. So now we're going to work on the profit margin. So for this, we need the revenue, which is the sales of the company. So our first company, AMR Corporation, has a revenue of 17 billion and an income or profit of 1 billion. Okay, so to calculate the profit margin, we're going to go to column CN. We'll type in the heading in row 1. So profit margin. Okay, so for this we use the division operator. So to do this, we need to type in the equal to sign. This is in row 2, which is where the first company is, AMR Corporation. So I'm going to click on the income for AMR Corporation, which is in column E, row 2. Hit the divided by symbol, and then click on the revenue for AMR Corporation, which is in column D, cell 2. And I hit enter, and there I get my profit margin, 0.05. So in percentage, this will be 5%. So as per the instructions, we have to multiply this by 100, right? So I click the multiplication symbol, which is the asterisk, and 100. So that gives me my profit margin of 5.72 for AMR Corporation. Now to get the rest of the companies, instead of calculating it for each one, I look for this little green square that's at the bottom of the calculation I've just made right now. So if you look at the bottom right of cell CN2, you see the small little green square. So I'm going to move my mouse over it, and you see as I move my mouse over it, the white cross changes into a black cross, and now I double click on that little square, and it fills up all my cells all the way until row 97. All right, so now we have this missing data. So we can see that there's a hash value exclamation point in for Tyson Foods, for Union Camp Corporation. All right, and then as well as our last company, Telecommunications Incorporated. All right, so these three companies have missing data. So as we can see here, this has, instead of the income, it has 3 dashes. Tyson Foods and Union Camp also have 3 dashes for income. So these three companies, for some reason, haven't reported their income. So what we're going to do here, let's calculate um, the average profit margin, as number 2 says. So we're going to scroll to row 97, and we're going to calculate the average profit margin of all these companies. And so we're going to see cell saying hash value exclamation point, which is due to data missing values. And let's see how to deal with this. Okay, so here we are in row 97, which is the first row which we don't have data in. So I'm going to type in is equal to average, open parenthesis, select the last company, Telecommunications Incorporated, their profit margin in CN96, scroll all the way up to the first company, which is in row 2, and then select their profit margin while holding down the shift key. So I click on CN2, and I see this marching ants border go around the profit margins of all 95 companies, from AMR Corporation all the way down to Telecommunications Incorporated. And I hit enter, and I see hash value exclamation point. This is because of the missing data we have for telecommunications, Tyson Foods, and Union Camp. So what I'm going to do for this missing data, I'm going to click on the profit margin for that company, Tyson Foods, and delete the profit margin for Union Camp, and delete the profit margin calculation for telecommunications. So once I delete these three, I see my profit margin 6.79, right? So even though we have missing data out here, Excel calculates the average of all these cells.